Anyway, what's going on?
Hey, hey, hey.
Welcome to the marriage shop. We back, y'all. Ugh, we back.
Barely.
Barely. I mean, we trying to be back. And hey, so it's Monday night. I'm Mike. That lovely lady's Wendy. You were in the marriage shop. Welcome.
Yeah. Lady T, Quick Dog, DT Jack, thanks for welcoming us back in a mighty way. Says congrats on the 2-5.
2-5, baby.
Thank you.
Yep.
We are blessed. We are
We
very
are blessed.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna start acting like it, because right now, y'all, I'm like,
We are hurting.
what's the point? What's the point of anything, right? I just want to let's just get on a plane, head back to Miami, figure this thing out. What's the point?
I'm going
But
through.
nah, we love y'all. We here for y'all tonight, no matter what. So yeah, I'm gonna come out this in a minute.
Good. So hopefully, we missed you guys last week, and I think most of the people in the United States, at least, and some places in the world, know that over the past week the Masters was happening in Augusta. So it's always an interesting time, and of course, yesterday was Easter Sunday, Resurrection Sunday, whatever it is that you decided to. I mean, I saw people posting about Sunday, SON Day. Just some different things, some inspiring things. He is risen. He has risen. He is risen. He's alive.
He's alive.
Yes.
And he is, right? And so if you didn't know, be encouraged by that fact. And because he lives, then it gives us an opportunity to live with him in eternity and with each other, by the way. So, that's important, man. So,
It is important. It is important.
Yeah.
But we're
So-
here. And so Quick Dog said, y'all could have chilled to next week for real. And, usually I'm the one saying, hey, I need a little bit more time, which I do because I'm still doing this. For no reason.
Yeah.
So if you didn't guess, we went on a cruise. I don't think we said we were going on a cruise. We said we
Did
would
we?
be in an undisclosed location.
oh yeah.
Yeah, so we were on the water, and that was a whole event, wasn't it?
That was a whole event.
Yeah.
Are we gonna talk about? I mean, we might as well.
We may as well
recap
talk about it. But I will say this: I talked to one of my friends who said, "Well, where are the pictures?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And she said, "You haven't posted anything on
Man.
Facebook, and so there are people out there that miss us."
Oh, that's
And
something.
it's like, where are they now? Where have they been? So
Yeah.
I will see what we can do about that today.
Okay.
But we appreciate y'all. We appreciate your prayers. And, we've talked about this before. For as much as we give out and as much as we minister and volunteer and share and all of those things, it is so important for the two of you, like the two of us, to take some time for ourselves. Cannot emphasize how important it is to take time away to be together for that purpose only, right? I
Yeah.
mean, because we've talked about going on vacation and not having a good time because of the kids.
Yeah.
You remember?
Oh boy, have I ever? Because kids, they don't want you to have a good vacation. They want you to have a good. I mean, and it seems like I'm negative toward the kids. I'm not. Hey, love the kids, love them, but they don't care if you have a good vacation. They don't care if you have a good vacation.
Yeah.
Right? They're trying to have a good time themselves, right? So no shade on your kids or ours, but that's just what it is. And so we did this thing, adult only cruise.
Yeah,
If you've not done that, you should.
you should,
Oh,
for sure.
Here's a quick little. We'll give y'all like one pic from the cruise.
Okay.
Because we haven't posted anything for like over a week. Here it is. Boom.
Oh, I thought you had two. Oh, look at that.
Yeah. So hey, that's us on the cruise and whatnot. You said two.
I thought you
I
had two.
don't have two.
Oh, you just had the one.
Yep. So that's so that is all. I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed not posting, not looking, not liking, like nothing. nothing. And that was amazing. So it's rare that we have an opportunity just to like do nothing.
Right, to completely unplug, to
Yeah.
disconnect, to really kind of focus on each other,
Yeah.
right? And so there are a couple of times in the year that I think it requires us to kind of to do that, right? And so in some cases, at the beginning of every year, based on your religious practices, a lot of people will take time to fast. Will take time to reflect and pray, seeking closeness and to be closer to the Lord, right? Being closer to God.
Yeah.
To eliminate distractions and to kind of fortify that relationship. And I think in the same way, or in a similar way, it is important to do the same for your marriage.
Yes. Yeah.
So, what do I mean by that specifically? Well, I think we make excuses, we sacrifice for a lot of things. We prioritize work, we prioritize family, we prioritize, and we allow those things to pull us away from prioritizing each other in our relationship. And sometimes, if you're able, I say sometimes, it should be a requirement. Like if you went through a class on what's required to be married, to get married, to be married, and to stay married, maybe we should do that. Get married. What I say? Get married, be married, and stay married. If you took a class on that, in that it should say whether it's the once a month challenge that I gave y'all 2 weeks ago, like once a month on your anniversary day, to be intentional about focusing on each other, or once a month, twice a year, sometime other than just the anniversary day or the date anniversary, whatever it is that you're observing or celebrating. Yeah, how intentional are you about putting everything else aside to just focus on each other? Just saying. Just saying. So, Quick Dog said the Mavericks lost, the Lakers won.
Yeah, the Lakers won.
But y'all did, y'all thug fizzle.
That's hilarious. Yeah, the Lakers with tomorrow night, baby. That play-in game, but that's another story. I'm not getting into sports too much tonight. I like this picture. Can I show that one?
Yeah, sure, you can show that one. That's
Okay.
not the one, but yeah.
Which one is
It was the one I just showed you.
The
and
balcony
you were
one?
like, yeah.
I
Okay,
like
we'll show this
better.
one.
Okay.
We could just show a few. So
I'll
anyway,
show y'all
but
one.
we are just thankful to be back home. And so we were on, are we going to talk about that?
Are we going to talk
Where we
about...
were and what happened?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Grandpa Hobson.
What's
up? Yeah, we miss y'all. You and Arvia, please tell your beautiful bride thank you for sending us a happy anniversary message. That was so sweet. We did get it, and we appreciate you both. So
Yeah, we
yeah, that
appreciate
was us. That was
We appreciate y'all.
which day was that? That was
That was early in the week. Now that was
That was
actually
on
Tuesday.
our anniversary
That was on
day.
our
Yeah,
anniversary.
that was
The
on our
4th.
anniversary.
Tuesday was the anniversary. So okay, so I'll just.
You can't talk with glasses
Ooh,
on?
I can't see. All right, so
Oh my goodness.
we were on I would take this off, but I need a haircut, so I just leave it on. So we were on Virgin Cruise, right? Virgin Voyages is what they call it.
Adult.
All adult only, so that was cool. Like we didn't hear from Saturday night until the following Saturday, whenever it was. We didn't hear a screaming kid anywhere. It was remarkable. All right, but anyway, so we left. We sailed out on Sunday evening about 6:00, and about, I don't know, 10, 11 o'clock, we felt the boat turn or something. Next thing you know,
Were we on the balcony? Or where were
we
we?
were
'Cause I was like,
we were
did
in
you
the
feel
it was
that?
the interior.
Oh, we were
And so some of
inside.
y'all might have heard about this on the news.
Yeah.
Because we were on the interior of the boat. They made an announcement that we were headed back to Miami because someone had suffered a medical emergency, and they were going back in town where the authorities would be waiting. And so if you heard about that, I'm pretty sure somebody did. Somebody actually fell from a high deck on the boat and landed on the lower deck, and they did not survive that fall. So we got back to Miami about 1:30 in the morning, and there the authorities were there. You're talking police, paramedics, crime scene investigators, etc. Medical examiner came later on, but we and they kind of did a whole investigation.
Yep.
And so there's not a lot known about exactly how that happened, why it happened. And if you read about it in the news, there was no name given,
Nope.
etc. So, but yeah, that was our boat, and we ended up leaving that morning about 9 o'clock. We went back out. They changed the itinerary, and so I think one less stop. The second stop changed, and etc. So it ended up being. It was a good time, but it really started off in somewhat of a somber way, I would say.
It did,
Yeah.
and so it's an interesting thing, and I think it's important to share it because it's so unfortunate. You know, we were preparing to celebrate 25 years of marriage.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit of a break, vacation. You know, we're in a good place, as were many of our shipmates. I'll call them.
Yeah.
And Virgin, you know, Richard Branson's brand attracts a whole lot of people. So, in contrast, last year we were on the Love Like You Mean It cruise,
Yeah, that is hosted by Family Life.
hosted by Family Life.
Yeah.
And it is, you know, married couples, a Christian environment. It was marriage enrichment.
Yep.
It was devotionals. It
Yeah.
was, think yoga. We did dance class. We did a whole bunch of stuff, and that's what it was all about.
Yeah.
This year, it's like we almost went all the way to the other end of the spectrum.
Well, kinda. I mean, yeah, this was not Family Life hosted event, but I mean a
No.
cruise, whatever. So, yeah. So the event, some of the stuff, it was not tailored in that way, right?
Yeah.
And so this in some ways this was a be in the world and not of it type thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's not. I thought it was gonna be a little bit more openly just crazy or whatever. It wasn't that.
It wasn't that.
But it was. But this is. I would recommend that you give this cruise a shot because
I do too.
because the value what you get for what you pay, the setup of it, how
Yeah.
it's arranged,
Yeah.
even some of your entertainment options. Yeah, this is it is a very unique experience, and the rooms. And I want to turn this into a whole cruise review.
Yeah, yeah.
But the cabins, like we had the balcony thing, right? But they have a little pad, a little tablet in there that you control your lights, your TV, open and close the curtains, change the lighting scheme.
Oh yeah.
Pick
Music.
movies. Yeah, you put a mood music. You can, or I think you order food from the tablet or from your app or whatever. I mean, for if you're like a techie type person, yeah, this is something. This will be right up your alley.
Yeah.
But the food, I don't mind telling y'all, I left here on Saturday before the cruise weighing 216 pounds.
Yeah.
I came back yesterday weighing 226. 226. That, like, for real. That's like a legit 10 pounds right there.
Yeah.
It was, yeah, because I mean it's dinner time, you eat, and then it's like, man, I need a snack. Order a snack on room service. Then it's like, man, pizza.
Yeah.
1:30 in the morning, the pizza joint closes at 2. Oh,
It
goodness
was bad.
gracious.
All of our discipline and our dietary restrictions just kind of went out the window. For the most
Yeah.
part. I mean, I think I did pretty good.
Yeah.
but not as good as I could have. I mean, so I left. Yeah, me too. I was like
So-
8 pounds heavier when I came back.
Yeah, so that's something. But Shelly said she stayed away from what she's heard because what she's heard of it, and and I read a lot before we selected this cruise, and so I was very curious about what we would see, and so I think there's some of the entertainment options I think are a bit risque,
Yes.
because it's an adult only venue. Other than that, it was kind of like walking around the streets of Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah, in a
Yeah.
lot of ways. I mean,
So-
I almost felt like you had to have a tattoo. Like a tattoo was required for admission.
I don't know about that. There's a lot of tats, so there's a lot of tats.
I mean,
think-
again, it's the culture.
I think, yeah, there's a lot of tats, but it's some, I mean, yeah.
And you could get tattooed on the ship.
Oh, they did have a tattoo joint that stayed booked up on the ship. But they had, I don't know, it's just it is. I mean, they thought about a lot of stuff, and it's kind of a whole different experience. So like, there's no dress code, which appeals to me. And there's like the crew is, there's not like a director and here everybody run there and go there and let's go to your dinner time and all that stuff. It was like a lot of restaurants you could either book appointments, eat on your own, whatever. So it was just, I say appointments, reservations. You know what I meant.
So all of that. I mean, if you have concerns about it, I mean, I would encourage you to research. You know, whatever decision that you make. I think each was equally enjoyable. Each was equally enriching. I think that you know, there's something to be said. I think after 22 years in the military, we just don't like rigidity.
I think you like rigidity. I repulse at rigidity and routine and uniform and all that.
Yeah.
But I think it is, and I'll be very clear about what the distinct difference is in this particular cruise, because Virgin is, and I read about this, is known to be LGBTQ friendly, right? Which means, I think, I was gonna say pound for pound, but by comparison, like on other cruises you may go on, Carnival or Norwegian or whatever, then because you're going to notice same-sex couples on all of those.
Yeah.
But I think that this particular venue, they're kind of known to be, you know, just, you know, you come here or whatever, and you'll be fine, you'll be safe or whatever.
Yeah.
And so I think that percentage-wise, yeah, we probably notice more couples there, right? But my concern was, what else are we gonna see, right? But it was very chill environment. You know, really, you know, friendly folks, friendly crew, service was top notch. So I think that's a big distinction. But in terms of how it's all put together, it's a very cool cruise experience.
It was a great experience.
And Winnie and I like to do a lot of things independently. We're not those people like. And this is just for anybody who you happen to travel with us anywhere. We happen to be on the same whatever. Don't take it personal if we're like, we good. It's just, you know, like to get together and do all. We just, you know, it's like, we gonna like create our own little experience here. So I think that's what we did. It was cool.
Yeah. I mean, to be able to sleep when you want, eat when you want, do what you want is really, that was the freedom of it, right? I mean, I think that for whatever it is that you like to do and the way that you like to do it, I think, you know, cruise is a good option because you have the freedom and flexibility to do that. If you like to be with big groups or sit close with people at dinner and have conversations, you can do that on a cruise. You most certainly can do that. And if you don't like that, you could order room service or, you know, book your reservations at different. Anyway, we're not here, like you said, to do a whole cruise review. But my point in even breaking into all of that was, you know, it changed. So when we got on the ship, you have video of when we walked up, as we were walking across the little bridge. It's not a jet bridge. What is it in the little bridge to go from land to the ship, the gangway or whatever.
Yeah, there you go. I think that's what it's called.
There was a guy on a bullhorn. You remember that? And so we roll up and we're just like, it's like the party begins now.
Yep.
Right.
So
we're like, hey.
So that was
and
cool.
We go in, and so everybody was just kind of a buzz with excitement and anticipation. As the events unfolded in that first few hours, it definitely changed the tone. And the one couple we ran into, remember, they were like, yeah, I mean, it's like nothing else is important anymore. We're just glad to be alive.
There was a lot of that sentiment, like, wow, you know, we came out here to cruise and party, had a good time, whatever, but nobody really, you know, they turned the boat around and nobody was like, you're changing up the itinerary. I mean, it was very, I thought it was, and even kind of the message that they made over the intercom, and the fact that they value life enough to say, hey, you know what, time out on this party, let's do what needs to be done. And that the people, by and large, kind of, that was that same sentiment. I thought that was cool. And so and go ahead. No, I was saying we talked a good bit about marriage too. I think first night I rocked my Marriage Shop T-shirt, and then did I wear that another day?
It wasn't the first night.
Yeah, I
Was
wear the
it?
black on black the first night.
Okay.
And
So
then,
yeah.
like, the-
So we had the opportunity. You talked about being in the world but not of it, right? And
Mm-hmm.
so we went. So our last in the Bahamas, we got off the ship, but
Mm-hmm.
we came back on the ship because anybody who cruises knows, and we heard somebody else talking about this too. When you become like a cruise aficionado, or a cruise veteran, you don't always get off the boat because everybody gets off the boat. So that
Right.
means that the boat is quiet. And so you can just get
Man.
some sun, get in the pool, eat as much as you want. It's all
Wait
kinds
for
of stuff.
nothing.
Wait for nothing.
Yeah.
It is a great exchange. Now, so what we did when we got to the Bahamas was we got off the boat for a short period of time, came back early. And so we were sitting by the pool, chilling next to a same-sex couple.
Yeah.
And so when I sat down, because I was waiting on you, and I sat down, it was like hello, and it's like hey, and everybody, we're out there, and it seemed like all the old people, we're like old, all the old people were.
No offense to all our fellow. old people.
But
Right.
anyway, but then you walked up with your T-shirt on, and he was like, "The marriage shop, where is that?"
I said on Facebook and YouTube, man. That's where.
Yes, and
So-
that launched us into a conversation about his parents.
Being married for what, 85 years? Something like that?
75 years. His father's about to turn 100.
Yeah.
And again, getting beyond our differences to the things that make us, the things that are common to all of us, right? And I think that we kind of have a requirement in some instances to kind of be that and to do that.
Well, I think it's our job to live out loud,
Yeah.
right? Because it seems like a lot of people weirdly are somehow ashamed of following Christ, ashamed of marriage in the way it's supposed to be, and being unapologetic about that. And people used to often, when we were leading the marriage ministry at our church, people would often ask, well, what happens if same-sex couple wants to come
Yeah.
to a meeting, right? And I think this is something for all of us to consider.
Yeah.
And our position was, if they want to come, then okay, let them come. The truth remains the same, right? No matter who's in that meeting, the truth don't change. And so allow them to be exposed to the truth,
Yeah.
right? And so I think that's what we try to do.
And the love, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think that, wherever you sit on that, I think it is important to know where you stand, because you just never know when you might be called to witness to what you believe. And the other piece of that was I had on the Weekend to Remember shirt.
Oh yeah.
Remember we were coming
And
back.
that was funny. A couple was like, we can remember, like they just said, when's the last
time
event
y'all
you went
went?
to? I was
Yeah.
like, man, which one? Because I'm like, am I gonna say? No, we're not gonna say
Nope.
because
They
hey,
might see us toasting it
They
up
might-
on
might-
deck 15.
you know what I'm saying? Happy anniversary. So, but yeah, that was but they were. I think the last event they went to was like 20 years ago. It was like, you
Yeah.
need to go again because there's been
Changes.
been some changes I think you'll like, and so
Yeah.
that was good.
That was kind of funny, but again, having an opportunity to talk about that, and like you said, living out loud in a way that draws people, right? Not because you're doing something nefarious, not because you're doing something salacious, not because
Yeah.
you're trying to tease them with, drama, but just by living your life, being your true self, right? Draws a whole lot of people.
No question. Jay from Ship Life, that's not JoJo. Is that Joe? Joe asked if we saw Jay from YouTube, his channel, The Ship Life. That's not, no, it's JoJo's World. Is the
Oh,
other.
JoJo's World.
Yeah. So I don't know if we saw Jay or not.
I don't know. We saw at least 3 vloggers while we were on the ship, and so one was JoJo's World. He went live immediately. He was live the whole
wait.
time.
And
He was live before he got on the ship.
Right. So yeah.
What'd you say?
Nothing. I was just gonna say he seemed like he stayed live. He said he was gonna like kind of.
Well, he
whatever.
said he wasn't going to post it until
I
he
see.
got back. But
Got it.
he stayed live. But there were many of them on the
But I
ship. There
remember
were people
Jay.
doing reviews.
Yeah,
We
all
went
in
into
the way.
arcade.
We trying to take
This
pictures.
guy was like,
People
"That's my
popping
jam."
up. Oh my goodness. But
The reviews. Oh, there's karaoke.
oh, listen. Okay, this is the more unique. It's turning into a cruise review. But you. So I think they have two different boats. It's called different things. On this one, it's called the Groupie. It's a room. Well, it's a series of rooms. You walk in, it's like a studio. 3 different rooms: the blue, the pink, and the whatever purple room. And they're different sizes, but it's like small scale karaoke. So you take your own little group in there, or in our case, your couple, and you have the computer screen and a big old wall size TV screen, 2 microphones. You can like adjust the lighting scheme, bruh. Let me tell you. You're talking about a good old time. It was a great time. So, and I don't know. It's funny. I don't know why it's so fun in that environment, because we could very easily go in the house, turn on some lyrics, grab, hook up a microphone, and do it. But there's something about the room, like a studio with the
Yeah.
man.
It's
Come
loud
on.
and other people
I was
can
booked.
hear you.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting,
Yeah, it was
but it was fun. We had
So-
a lot of fun. So we did a few things. We didn't stay in our room the whole time.
No, we did not. But I think the coolest thing that we did is it was our 25th, and that's a special milestone.
Yeah.
And so I decided I wanted to get Wendy a new setting for her wedding ring, and so a new mount. And so we took the stone out of the old one and found a new setting, and I got another band, but I didn't want to just I don't know, like swap new rings, because I mean the first rings, I mean there was a whole thing around that, and there was a ceremony, and it was. I was like, there has to be something to really mark how special this moment is. And so some of you know, most of you probably don't know that originally my uncle is the one who married us, Clarence Demery. We call him Tree because he's tall. Is that not obvious? But he was the one who married us in Washington, D.C. 25 years ago.
Yep.
And so I contacted him and I was like, hey, can you, because we did a whole little thing around the rings, right? He was talking about the significance of the ring as we exchanged it, and we did the vows and all that. So I called up and asked him if he would mind jumping on to video chat with us and really kind of taking us through that small piece of the process.
Yeah.
Because I thought, we got to do something to make this official. and so he agreed to do that. And shouts out to Tree Demery, man. He did just an amazing job. It was just us, and we wouldn't make it a whole big thing. It was just us, him, and my aunt Annie witnessing, I guess, right? And it was just incredible. It was like, to me, it was like the most special moment of the whole week.
It was really special. I mean, I was surprised. So, I saw the calendar invite first, I think, or that popped up, and I'm like, well, what is this? But I was surprised, but we got up, we were dressed, we went out there. You should find the balcony picture.
Okay.
But and so you can't take for granted that the person that married you will be the person that maybe renews your vows. And I don't know that it was so much that we renewed our vows as much as it was that we revisited them.
Yes.
Right? Because I think a renewal is kind of, is a renewal going back through the motion. We can get into all of that.
Well, right. And the way that he framed it up and packaged it up, it wasn't renewal. It was just like, almost like, remember you said this.
Yes.
Right?
It was special.
Like this, basically, this still applies, right? He didn't ask it in that way.
No.
But I think those pictures are on your phone. But
No, they're there.
where? This?
Yeah, it
Oh.
was.
This one.
No, it was.
This one?
No.
This one.
It was this
This
one.
one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Anyway, so sorry about that, y'all. So
We're all over the place.
so this is right after, I guess, right?
Yep.
Okay. So
This is right after we went through and were reminded of what we committed to 25 years ago.
yeah, and so I just want to just highlight the look on this woman's face right now. Like, wow. Like, I am undeserving of such a look.
Oh.
For real. So
No, it was good. It was good.
it was
Look
good.
at the look on your face. You were very happy. You were very pleased.
I was.
That's joy.
There was joy. There was a lot of joy. going on in that moment.
It
So,
was good. It was very sweet. It was special. It was exactly what it needed to be. So
yeah.
a few months ago, Mike had mentioned that he had considered us actually going through doing a vow renewal ceremony, and to plan it and go to Virginia and do all kinds of stuff and bring family in, and I was like, I mean, that would certainly be special, and it certainly warrants that. But I don't know. And so I think my preference was for it to just be exactly what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
dialed that in.
Who knew? I get, every now and then.
It was good.
Every now and then.
It was good.
It was a pretty amazing moment. Just like simple. Yeah. And I think that a lot of times we put a lot of planning into things, and rightfully so.
Yeah.
But sometimes it just, what we put into it, it really doesn't take all that. And and my calculation was, and often is sometimes, like, all this takes is just, it's just us, right?
Yeah.
It takes you and me and God, and that's it. And so we sat on that balcony and we prayed, and we hopped on Zoom with my uncle and we prayed,
That was funny.
and that was it.
Yeah.
Or Google Meet, whatever it was.
Yeah.
But thank y'all for for that.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because I think Wendy is beautiful. Y'all know she was rocking the braids on Tuesday. By the time we got
Oh, thank you, Tim.
we got on that, Tim Jones, what's up? Thank you, and thanks to Justin Smith. I think I saw that happy
Yeah,
anniversary
yeah.
shout out as well.
Thank you.
And by the time we were the wheels touched down on Saturday, them braids were
Come.
gone.
Whew,
So-
they were giving me the business. They were a little tight. I mean, it was
I was-
convenient, but it was just like, I can't do it.
That is so
I had to. They were
funny.
kind of heavy.
Would you like to talk about how you?
No.
Okay. I thought
But
that
it was good. It was well done. Don't get me wrong. She
Oh,
did
I'm
a
not
great
talking
job.
about putting them in. I'm talking about taking them out.
Oh.
I mean,
Yes, so taking them out. So we had
y'all have
so-
to get with Wendy one-on-one to talk about them actually
Yeah, I
getting
think
put
it's
in.
about getting them put in. No, so you're not allowed to have any sharp objects on the boat. That includes scissors. And so these were like waist length, probably waist length, so down my back. And so I was committed because there weren't that many. I was like, I think I can get these out by 8:00 by the time we have dinner reservations. And Mike was like, I don't know. And so we called the guest services to see if they had a pair of scissors I could use. So we went down there and I talked to the young lady and I said, I understand that you have scissors, but I have to use them here. And she said yes. And I said, well, let me tell you what I need to do. I said, these braids are a little tight and I need to take them out. And she was like, oh, okay.
I mean, she said okay as if people ask for that all the time.
All the time.
I cannot imagine
It was
that people are
funny.
running down there like, I gotta get
she
these braids
looked
out.
a little confused, but she
Like,
was like, okay.
okay, 'cause-
And I said, but I really don't want to like do it like right here in front of everybody. Can I just walk behind that curtain? And so we went behind the curtain, and she was kind of just like standing there watching me, and I'm like holding the braid out. And she was like, wait, let's go to the bathroom. So we go to the bathroom. She was so tickled.
She
was
seemed,
just
she was
funny.
really happy to run you around the corner to the bathroom.
She was.
I went to the door to ask if any help was needed, but throughout the chatter, I was like, nah, I think they got it. So I'm
was
gonna
so
just
good.
sit back here.
She was very helpful, and it literally took me like maybe 45 minutes to get them all out. But anyway, so
I
that
was gonna help.
y'all don't want it. Nobody wanted to hear about that story, but it was good. They had to
It's
go.
not every
I
day.
did my best. I mean, last year I had braids, and I had them in for a while. That was the first time I had braids in like 30 years,
Mm-hmm.
and 40 years, and then, well, no, 35 years. Anyway, hey, Tiffany Stokes, I see
Hey.
you out there. Yeah. And I said Timothy Jones, and all of y'all, we just glad y'all here. We're glad to be back.
Yeah.
But that was an experience. So we went through a lot in the time, in the week. It wasn't even a week, I don't think. Well, in the week that we were away, but a couple of things that are important, right? And I think really why even we wanted to kind of do a recap. So despite your plans, things don't always go the way that you plan them to go. And I think that often when we reflect on the word and really what the Bible says about men, the plans that men have, right? And how God's plans are perfect and in their time and in their place and all of that. So there's that, right? So there's the plans that we have, things will change. Being able to be adaptable and flexible, right? Because there's some people who, whether it was a collective thing or an individual thing, there were some people who weren't happy, right? It was like that was the whole
Yeah,
point we
but-
came on the trip, and that was the one spot we wanted to go to. And so then it certainly could have derailed the whole thing if you allow it. And I think there's a lesson in that. I think that sometimes we get so caught up on some of the smallest things that we allow those small things to completely derail our focus and what we're able to get out of it. Hey, Ron Harvey, thank you.
Hey, Ron. And we're praying for you, man, by the way. You and your family, bro.
Yes. But we allow those small things because our plan, because it didn't go according to plan, because we didn't get to swim with the dolphins, because we didn't get to stop at whatever, because our luggage got lost, because I left my medication at the hotel. That's real. All of those things could have totally sabotaged the whole trip.
Right. But then you begin to sit back and, people often talk about counting your blessings. You don't even have to count them, name them, right? And put things in perspective. We're on a ship, basically an all-inclusive on water. And it's like, you don't have to be there. And in our case, and I'm there with Wendy, it's like, and I've often said, and I mean it doesn't really matter where we are.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where we are, what we're doing. That's where I want to be, right? And so, and if you're blessed enough to be with the person that you love, right? If you're blessed enough to maybe do something that's a little bit different from time to time, like, what are we complaining about, man? What are we fussing about and arguing about, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of times we do argue about things. Matter of fact, we had a little tie before we went on the trip.
Not a little one.
It's a little one, we've had bigger, but it's like when you really begin to really think about it and you think about your life, we've often said, think about this, like, because we often don't do this until like the end, or there's a threat of the end, and then we begin to think, you know what, that thing we're arguing about, it really wasn't that important, right? In the grand scheme of things,
Yeah.
would I rather like give up this person and hold on to my grudge, or is it possible for me to give up this grudge and recognize that every day with this woman is a blessing, every day with that husband is a blessing, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Can we do that?
That's good. And
Yeah.
I mean, I was gonna ask you to say again what you said, but you might do me like you did me.
Yeah, I'm
No,
probably gonna.
but what you said? What did you say about the woman in the garage?
The woman and the grudge.
Yeah, what you just said. The statement you just made, where you said, isn't it important to hold on to the grudge and lose a woman? Is that what you said?
Something like that, yeah.
It was good though, because I think, and I don't think we can overstate it. We get so caught up in little things, and even if it's not about the size of it. It's not. It is. We make it about so much more, right? We lose focus on what we're supposed to be focused on. We are so easily distracted, many times at our own hands from the gift that we are to each other.
Yeah.
Right? And we talk about that
True.
all the time. And I know realistically, day to day, it is difficult to maybe every day wake up and be like, oh, Lord, thank you for this gift. And seeing each other in that way, literally, right?
Yeah.
Especially when you're at odds, or something didn't go right, or somebody's not being their best self, or all of that. And it's like, in that moment, it's hard to be like, you are a gift to me.
Yeah, it's hard, but you think about the human tendency. You got to understand who we are as human beings in order to overcome that tendency.
Yeah.
I was talking to, who was it? One of the kids maybe last night, about how we consume, right? Things are really flashy until they're not,
Yeah.
right? Things are really delicious and this is amazing until it's not, right? Because as human beings, after we've been exposed to something amazing for a while, it doesn't seem so amazing anymore.
Yeah.
We don't appreciate it as much. That's exactly the same. It's how we do with people, right? Because there are things that you say to each other that you would have never said in the beginning because you appreciate this is a gift and this is not normal and I want to just nourish and treasure and all that.
Yeah.
And then you kind of get used to that thing that's special.
Yep.
And your words may be slipping. You're a little bit more loose with your words, or maybe you're not as caring. Maybe you're not as understanding. Maybe you're not as patient.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not as kind. And that's when you start to hold on to stuff you would have let go before, right? So as Warren Hobson says, like, it's all small stuff. In the grand scheme of things,
Yeah.
it is all small stuff. I don't care how important it is to you. I'm talking to somebody right now. There's something that you're holding on to right now. I hate when people do that to some extent.
You're preaching.
It's
right
like I'm
now.
trying to reach. I'm trying to like.
Yeah.
I'm not. This is not magical or anything. I just know. The percentages say somebody right now is holding on to something that you could very well let go and move on and close the distance that's been created, and you
Yeah.
want to hold on to it.
Yeah.
So I want to encourage you to let that thing go.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
And Ron actually put it in there for us. So
Yeah.
thank you.
Are you
He
trying to
said-
give up this person to hold on to the grudge?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you,
Yeah.
Ron.
I thought that was. I mean, when you say it like that, it's a simple thing, but I think when we're doing it, we feel like we have a right to do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like this or that.
Yeah.
It's this and that. And I was talking to someone today about this whole idea of nobody likes to walk to the fight, right? Nobody likes to walk towards drama. Nobody, anything that's going to cause you pain or grief or whatever.
Yeah.
None of us it's like, yes, I'm about to go in here and we're about to mix it up.
I mean,
And
some people actually probably.
I
do.
mean, yeah, but in most cases,
Yeah.
if you're one of those people that loves conflict and to drum up a little debate and just to keep it spicy, okay. But for the most part, we're not like, oh, I can't wait to get in here.
Yeah.
I'm so excited just to see what we're gonna fight about.
Yeah.
Because I may end up hurt, you may end up hurt,
Yeah.
we may end up sad, and it is so much harder and heavier to carry that burden and that weight than it is to reconcile and work to a place where we can embrace our love for each other.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
the crazy part is that oftentimes after you kind of gotten to the other side of that thing, you're like, if you really think about it, you're like, man, I was tripping. I could have let that go a long time ago, right? It seems so unimportant
Yeah.
afterwards. So recognize that too. As a human being, the thing that we think is just so, got to get to the bottom of this thing, a lot of times it's actually really not that important at all. It's really your perspective and your unwillingness to let go of that thing.
Yeah.
And so if you're able to let go sooner, you're able to come closer sooner, maybe avoid hurting each other,
Yeah.
and get to the good stuff.
The good stuff. So there was a lot of good stuff.
Hey, Dr. Walters, what's up?
A lot of good stuff. And Arvia is here.
Oh,
Yay.
hey, what's up?
Yes. And Dynasty Blue. Yay, thank you.
Hey,
so yeah, there
welcome.
was a whole lot of good stuff.
In there, yeah. Like, so are you like sending hidden
Said a
messages?
lot. No, I just said a lot of good
Okay.
stuff. Because y'all know me. Y'all know I love the beach. And so you even sacrificed to go to the beach.
I did, because I'm very much I don't listen. Why get off the boat? There's nothing out there. We know what's out there. Like there's a whole little fake town set up, right?
But I
and
love the
there's all the
beach.
little shopping and everything. We might have picked up a T-shirt or two for some folks, but it's like we know what's gonna be out there. So then we went to
Yes, we did.
we actually ended up going to Cozumel as a replacement stop, and went to a spot that some of y'all, who knew? My sister immediately knew this place. So if you cruise
Yes.
at all, you may have heard. If you can be to Cozumel, you may have heard of Mr. Sancho's. Is that what that place is called?
Sanchos.
That would, man. Okay, I mean,
Yeah.
it was cool. It was like food, and there was drinks, and there
Yeah.
was all kinds of stuff.
All kinds of stuff.
I let Wendy convinced me to do stuff, y'all. I don't.
Oh,
I
you
mean,
have
I like
video.
adventure. I appreciate adventures just as much as the next guy.
Yeah.
I'll do things that are dangerous. I'll risk my life, all that stuff. But those fish that chew on your feet,
Yeah, the Gara fish.
that is an experience. I can't say I recommend it. I can't say that. I'll simply say that was an experience. And and then the lady's there, I was like, I found out do it. So after we do it, the lady who's running the spot, she starts talking about marriage and how you do things for people you love that you wouldn't normally do and all that.
Yes.
I'm like, lady, leave me alone about the marriage thing right now.
She was
I'm just
going
trying to stay
in.
in my seat.
It was good.
She was going
good.
in.
It was fun. It was different. It was something that you wouldn't normally do, but you did it, and I appreciate it. And so, I wanted to get to this idea of the mutually created reality, right? You've heard me say that before. We've
Yeah.
talked about that, but this idea of it doesn't have to be all this, right? You don't have to go on a cruise. You don't have to take a vacation. You don't have to dedicate a weekend even to be able to take time to spend time, reflect, and appreciate each other.
Yeah.
And what I mean by that is, I mean, we have our limitations. Trust me, what we were able to do this past week was significantly less than we were able to do 10 years ago
Yeah.
or 15 years ago. Our walks are shorter. We can't be in the sun as long.
And we don't do things that are quite as physically demanding.
Yes, we didn't ride horses on the beach this time. Although
Unfortunate.
we were close.
I would have done it though.
I know, but all those things. So we've changed it up. We've changed, and what we do changes. I think sometimes, who we are, humans, we get into this whole because we're there, we have to do. Because we're married, we have to do, right? Because we're married, we have to have sex every day. For real. I mean,
if that's
what y'all do, that's your reality.
I mean,
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
What are you saying right now?
I'm
Go ahead.
saying that we sometimes place requirements on ourselves and burdens on ourselves to be able to meet a certain expectation. Not even our expectations, but what everybody else has said is supposed to be, what you're supposed to do, what you're supposed to be able to enjoy, whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so my point is, when you were talking about not having to have a near-death experience,
Yep.
in order to appreciate each other or to not sweat the small stuff and all of that. None of that even it doesn't have to be all of that.
That's hilarious. I was
What?
thinking for some people, like sex every day might be a near death experience. I don't know. I'm just
You are stuck on that.
You
didn't move past it. You just like,
I moved past. That's
But
good.
my point is this: whatever it is that works for you, that's what you do, right? It's not okay. We need to do that, right? So in order for us to get the love back, we need to go, to this place and do this thing, and then that's
Or-
gonna do it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, see, I think there's a couple of things that people try to do, right? A, we need to try some new stuff. Let's spice it up, right? Or we need to get back to what it used to be. Let's figure that out. I think it's important to figure out where we are and be there together, right?
Say
In
that
fact,
again.
it is important, and I'm talking about your sex life right now.
Oh, we're talking about sex next
We're talking
week.
about sex next week. So here's a little preview for you. It's important to figure out where you are and be in that place, right? Because, people, let's spice it up. Let's do, and maybe, I don't know, but it's important if your sex life becomes about you and not about your spouse, then you might be in the wrong place.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about that. And matter of fact, I think this one might take a couple of weeks to unpack.
Yeah,
Because we're going
I
to talk
think so.
about not only sex life and decisions around that, but we're also going to talk about some things like maybe hangups that we have, that we tend to bring into the relationship and maybe hold on to and things like that. So the next couple of weeks, I think, should be really interesting, really informative, all rooted in the word and what God's plan is for marriage and for our sex lives, right? And so, yeah,
That's good.
you probably want to be here for that. Call somebody.
That sounds good. I think I
Yeah.
should show up.
It's Bob Young. Thank you, Bob.
Hey,
I don't,
Bob.
this particular hat, there's a couple others that I might, if I was trying to step it up, right?
Yeah.
This hat represents my unwillingness to fully release the last week
Oh, yeah. Ooh.
because it was good week.
It was a good week.
In every
It was a
way.
good week. But and I think that's a good lead in, and that's probably
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
we need to leave it there. But you know, there are a lot of things I think when you talked about hang-ups,
Mm-hmm.
we get hung up on what we can do and what we can't do.
Yeah.
And that can be challenging in marriage. So yeah,
Well,
we'll
yeah.
talk about
what
that.
we can do, what we can't do. We get hung up on what happened, all that, right? And there's a lot of things that are impacting your ability to fully connect in your marriage, and sometimes
Yes.
we don't even know that those things are having an impact. So, y'all jump on in here with us next week if you dare.
Yeah, yeah.
So-
And thank you for blessing us, praying for us,
Yeah.
celebrating with us 25 years of marriage. We're looking forward to at least 25 years more. At least.
At least.
So it'll
Oh,
be
shoot. I'm talking
far
about-
more than that. For as long we are married for life.
That's it.
That that song that we play at the beginning and the end, it's called Lifetime.
Called Lifetime by Mike Wendy
Because
featuring JC.
We are doing this for our lifetime.
That's it.
And we have just been blessed and privileged to be able to do so. So thank you again, each of you. Join us here next Monday at 7. We appreciate you. We love y'all. You are our community. And we're just thankful and grateful, and truly, truly blessed.
Indeed. So
Yes.
before we leave, we're gonna pray. I'm gonna take my hat off. I know I need a haircut. Okay, I haven't seen my man Dexter all week. So if Dexter, if you're watching this, forgive me for what I'm about to do. All right.
Hi, Ann. Thank you.
Ooh, okay. Yeah. Anyway. All right. Come on now. You come on.
You
Just give me your. Heavenly Father, we come today just thanking you for being God. We just thank you not only for the years you granted us, God, but we thank you for every day that you granted everyone who's watching, everyone who's listening. We just ask you continue to bless them, bless their marriages, bless their families, their homes. And we just be sure to always give you all the honor, the glory, and the praise. We thank you. We love you. We pray these and all blessings in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. And if you happen to be with the person that you're married to right now, look them in the eye and tell them you are a gift to me. And if you're not with the person that you're married to right now, when you see them, grab them, hold them close, look them in the eye, and just let them know how much of a gift they are to you. No other challenges this week. So we look forward to connecting with you guys next week. Until then, have a blessed week, and we will see you.
Peace, y'all. Love y'all.
Bye.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. It's your boy JC. I'm in the mood.